Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nila Putri Diasri Putri Sunadi, and we have a very interesting discussion about online class versus offline class. Over the several years, online learning has transformed into an easy alternative into a core pillar of modern education. Today, we are breaking down the realities of the virtual classroom versus offline classroom. Now, we will have an interview session with someone from Udayana University who takes both study on magister and doctoral, and the very latest studying is that he studied magister again on another subject. And here is the interview. Let's start with the most obvious benefit. What is the single biggest advantage of online classes for the most modern student?
Without a doubt, is flexibility. Online classes liberated students from the rigid constraints of a physical location and a strict time clock. Whether you are a working professional, a parent, or someone living in a remote area, digital learning allows you to access high quality education on your own schedule, eliminating community times and geographic barriers.
Okay, flip that coin over. What is the most significant disadvantage that come with that level of freedom?
The heavy burden of self-discipline. In a traditional classroom, you have a professor looking at you and peers walking around you, which creates natural accountability. Online, the structures vanishes. If a student struggles with time management or procrastination, it is incredibly easy to fall behind, and nobody is there to physically force them to catch up.
How do online classes impact the actual cost of educational for students?
Generally, the lower it acquired to be, while tuition itself can sometimes be identical to campus program. Students save thousands of money on housing, campus meal plans, parking passes, and daily commuting expenses. Additionally, many online courses utilize digital textbooks and open source material, which further cuts down on textbook costs.
Tuh.
Ya udah, mana nih cardnya?
Udah.
Sudah.
Kok kabur terus adek? Cuma satu aja loh.
Students save thousands of dollars on housing, campus meal plans, parking passes, and daily commuting expenses. Additionally, many online courses utilize digital textbooks and open source materials, which further cut down on textbook costs.
Okay, a major concern for many other social aspects, do online students miss out on critical networking and community building?
Yes, this is a major hurdle. The hallway track, those casual, spontaneous conversation before and after a physical class, where friendships and professional network are born, is very hard to replicate digitally. While discussion boards and Zoom breakout room helps, online interaction often feels highly transactional rather than organic.
Okay. From an academic standpoint, does the variety of available courses change when you go online?
It's expand massively. A physical university can only offer courses based on the professor they can hire locally and the classroom available. Online, you can learn niche programming language, observe historical periods, or specialized business skill from elite institution anywhere in the world. Options that simply might not exist at your local colleges.
Okay. What about the hand-on fields? How do subjects like chemistry, nursing, or mechanical engineering adapt to an online format?
This is where online learning is hard wall. while virtual simulation in high-tech lab kits sent to student home have come a long way, they cannot fully replace the tactile experience of handling real equipment, conducting physical experiment, or practicing clinical skill on real people. For this field, purely online classes are a distinct disadvantage.
Okay, does online learning offer any specific advantage for different learning style?
Absolutely. For students who process information more slowly or conversely very quickly, the asynchronous or self-paced model is a lifesaver. You can pause, you can rewind, and you can rewatch a complex lecture 3 times until it clicks, or speed through material you already know. Introverted students also frequently report feeling more comfortable contributing via text-based forum than raising their hand in a crowded lecture hall.
Tax issues are inevitable. How much disruption are technical barriers in the online mode?
They can be catastrophic. If your laptop crashes or your internet drops during a live time exam, your grades suffer. Furthermore, digital equity is a massive issue. Students without access to a high-speed broadband or a reliable computer are immediately placed at a safer academic disadvantage before the semester even begins.
How has the perception of online degree changed among employers? Is online education still stigmatized?
The stigma has largely evaporated. Employers today care much more about the accreditation of the institution and the skill you bring to the table than the delivery format. In fact, many employers view completing a degree online as proof that a candidate possesses excellent time management, self-motivation, and digital literacy skills.
Looking ahead, do you think online classes will eventually replace traditional brick and mortar school entirely?
No. It's not an all or nothing future. The future belongs to the hybrid model. The goal shouldn't be to leverage the physical campus, but to use online learning to enhance it, giving students the best of both worlds, the community and hands-on experience of a physical school, combined with the flexibility and efficiency of digital tools.
That is perfect note to end on. It sounds like the key isn't choosing one over the other, but rather finding the right balance to each individual learner. Thank you so much for breaking down these complexities for us today. It's been incredibly eye-opening.
It was my absolutely pleasure. Thanks you for having me.
And thank you for our audience for tuning in. Whenever you are logging in from the laptop or watching it from the lecture hall or at home. Happy learning and we will see you next time. Bye.